Sa araw na ito ay ating tatalakayin ang Lesson 2 Tools and Evaluating Appropriate Assessment Tools Learning Outcomes. At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to identify the different assessment tools, discuss the things to consider in selecting assessment tools, explain the different types of portfolio. And the last is create rubrics. Introduction. Welcome to Lesson 2. This lesson talks about the tools and evaluating assessment tools in assessing students. There are many things that you need to consider. Select appropriate assessment tools to achieve your intended learning outcomes and competency for the lesson. This lesson will introduce you to the tools that help you evaluate assessment tools, which is significant to help you in your future endeavor. Now, let's start the lesson. What is the assessment tool? Assessment method and tools are the strategies, techniques, tools, and instruments that the teachers use to collect information to determine if the students have attained the desired learning outcomes, and in the process, teachers select tools for assessment. However, in selecting appropriate assessment tools, it involves a process. You may consider the following characteristics in choosing an appropriate assessment tool, whether conventional or ICT-based assessment. Bilbao P. et al. 2019. Number 1. Measure the desired level of performance. What level of proficiency and efficiency considered satisfactory from the student's performance? Number 2. Cost effective in terms of effort, time, and money. So, when you say the cost, it is about the tools that you use and the effort that you give and the time that you put in it, and also the money that you spent. 3. Useful, that will produce results that provide information that can be used in making decisions to improve student learning. Does the tool able to provide sufficient information in making decisions in enhancing student learning? Reasonable, accurate, and truthful. Is the tool defendable and consistent in its information? 5. Defendable, consistent responses over the time. Is the tool dependable and consistent in its information? Evidence of being ongoing and once and done. There are tools that we can use to evaluate certain assessment tools. They are used to determine and scores the assessment tools. These tools are Bilbao P. et al. 2019. So, we are going to start on the rubrics. They are set of criteria used to determine in the scoring of assignment, performance, and products from the students. It lets the student know what is expected of them to do before the activity starts. They instrumental in rating research, papers, projects, speech, etc., but they cannot be used in grading. Multiple choice tests are 2 types of rubric. So when you say rubric, it is this set of numbers that you gave, like for example 1 to 5. If somebody gets 1, it means she is the lowest, and if one of your students gets 5, it means he or she is the highest. That is, when you do rubric, it is your sets of criteria when you do the scores. So, 2 types of rubrics. We have analytic rubric. This rubric describes each criteria separately from different criteria. And holistic rubric, it uses one scale that applies all criteria, which gives the overall scores to ensure performance as a whole. So when you how to create a rubric, you have the steps to create rubrics. 1.1 record performance objectives. 1.2 identify the dimensions task comprising the performance, speech mastery, voice delivery, audience and contact, and etc. 1.3 identify the potential gradations of quality. Is it poor, average, or excellent? 1.4 assign a point value to each gradation and a total point value for the assessment. Points for excellent, 2 points for average, 1 point for poor. 1.5 identify the criteria for each level of quality within a dimension task. Excellent, the speech was delivered and sophisticated manner. For average, speech was delivered fairly effective. So excellent speech, no? So maganda yung pagkasabi niya, pagkabigkas, well delivered, at saka sophisticated, at saka yung manner of speech niya is nasa average. 1.6 create the rubric table. So 2. Electronic portfolio is a collection of students' product in an electronic format which was uploaded on the internet and is managed by the student as a user. There are 3 major types of e-portfolio according to e-portfolio Resource Center, United States Department of Education. So, when you're going to make a portfolio, e-portfolio, it is a student's product that they put into a electronic portfolio. So, a developmental e-portfolio, also called learning portfolios, reflection portfolios, formative portfolios, working portfolios. It is a self-reflection and self-assessment, focuses on the process and emphasizes the reflection. When you say developmental portfolio, it is how you are making a portfolio which you can see your development from time to time as you reflect it by yourself. So B, showcase e-portfolio, also called professional portfolios, formal portfolios, presentation portfolios, representational portfolios, career or employment portfolios. It showcases skills, experience, and achievement portfolio as a product rather than process. Showcase portfolio is where you're going to put all your yung mga nagawa mo, inilagay mo sa isang portfolio na nagpapakita kung ano ang yung mga skills, experience, ang mga na-achieve mo, at doon mo nilagay sa portfolio. So, assessment e-portfolio, it documents what the students have learned, used for both formative and summative assessment. So, yung assessment portfolio, e-portfolio ito yung mga summative assessment na na-compile ng isang estudyante at ginawang portfolio. And that's all for today, and thank you.